Multiple offers are everywhere. Stay tuned for some tips to help you win your home. Hi, it's Lydia Gable with Compass. Last week, I shared with you a story from a seller's point of view on when they got offers, what they were looking at. What I want to share with you today is from our team, what are we seeing on our agents being able to win offers for their buyers? As we discussed and have been sharing, it's a very competitive market out there. And if it's going to stay like this for a long time. We got low interest rates, we have low inventory, and we definitely have more buyers, whether it's millennials, whether it's people wanting to move out of the city and come out to the suburbs. We're definitely seeing multiple offers, and we are seeing people win their home. So I want to share with you some ways that our agents are able to win homes. Now, some are pretty obvious, but I'm going to take you through them anyway. Number one, it could be price. So if you really want the home, and let's just say it's listed for $1 million, $999, you need to go for a price that's just going to blow the sellers out of the water. Like a price that you want this home and you're willing to get it and you're willing to surprise them and you can win on price. It could be $1,050,000, could be $1.1 million. It depends on the home, depends on how many offers, and it depends on how much you want to win that home. Because if you're getting a loan, 2.5% and 3% interest, $50,000 isn't going to really matter because your monthly payment is only going to be X amount more to go up an extra $50,000. So price is one of the ways that you can win the home. You could do an escalation clause, which our agents are doing, but we're kind of leaning away from escalation clauses because you're saying like, I'm willing to spend more only if there's another buyer out there. So how much do you really want the home? And how much is that escalation clause? Is it enough to make it feel that you really want to win the home? So when we talk about escalation clauses, again, they have to be substantial. $1,000, $2,000 on $1 million home, is that going to mean enough? Or do you need to really push it out, push the envelope and do an $11,000 escalation clause? So it's got to be meaningful. So price and escalation clauses kind of go together. Some things that are important to a seller are possession. A lot of people don't know where they're moving. So does a seller need to find another home? Is the seller moving out of the area? Is the home vacant? So these are all things as you as a buyer need to think about when you're putting your offer in. So we have price and now we have terms, and I'm talking about the terms of the contract. The terms of the contract is possession. So now the question is, let's say that they want to move up or they want to move down, but they really don't know where they're moving to. Are you comfortable letting them stay in the house and rent the house so you can close the home and then they can rent the home from you so they have time to look for another home? So depending on what your situation is, you could help them in moving. I hope that makes sense. So possession is something that is, again, and could be very important to the seller and might be worth more than a higher price because they don't want to move twice. Something else that I'm seeing or that we're encouraging is, what are you doing with inspection contingencies? I have seen from a listing agent side that buyers are coming in with a really high price. And then they go through inspections and then all of a sudden they ask for a lot of money off. And all of a sudden you're feeling as a seller, what is this? Does the buyer really want the home, or do they want the home at this price and you don't feel good about it anymore? You fall out of escrow and you go to your backup buyer. So inspections is something that we're seeing and we're advising our agents in different ways, and they're winning the home in different ways. There may be releasing inspection contingencies. So maybe they have a contractor friend who can walk the home really quickly and let them know, give them some ideas. The heating and air is X amount of years old. I looked at the roof. I look at the big items. You can go ahead and remove contingencies. Or you're willing to accept the home as is, with the exception of maybe if there was a big surprise. Or maybe you ask for disclosures up front so that you can be really aware of what you are buying into. Because the contract is as is, but you also have that request for repair. So it becomes another negotiating point. So is your price really your price? So again, if you're a buyer, what are you willing to take on? How much work are you willing to take on in order to win the home? So an inspection contingency is something that you can certainly negotiate on to help you win the home. And last but not least, super important, we're seeing a lot of cash out there, right? There's a lot of cash. We know 40% of people own their home outright. They own equity in their homes. So there's a lot of cash. They're helping their kids buy homes. There's a lot of cash. So how do you compete against cash? So if you're confident that you can get your loan and you're working with a good lender, is that lender 100% sure that they can get you a loan? Can you go in with no loan contingencies and compete against that cash? Do you have partners? We luckily have some lenders that are going to write a protective offer so that you can compete with that cash offer. So again, how are you competing against cash offers? Can you go in with no loan contingency? Are you comfortable going in with no appraisal contingency? Because now that's a new comp that's closing. So these are some things that I want you to think about, and that's really what's helping buyers win their homes today. Our agents are strategizing with our clients to help them win the homes. Our sellers are looking at all the terms. We know it's a competitive market. We know it's going to be like this for a while. And if you want to move and you want to win the home, I hope these things help you think about what you need to do to help you get into your next home. Talk to you next week.